Hello, we're live. Maybe, I don't know. People are here. Welcome back, everybody, to Whispers of Hope, our Legend of Zelda Dungeons and Dragons campaign. My name is Zama. I'm the Dungeon Master for the campaign. Hope everybody's having a great night. We're doing things a little off this week just because Jaxie and I will be gone this weekend, so we're going to do it a session today instead of Friday. So this is just a random one-off day and should be back to normal starting next week again. But other than that, we'll just do our normal intros, starting up with Retta top.
Hello, I am Rhettaliate, aka Nova Retta, aka Vivra, the Twili druid.
Wythr.
I'm Jaxie. I play Wythr, the selectively mute rogue.
Akari. Switched my screen, so I forgot where people were.
I'm Sky, CeruleanxIris, and I play Akari, another rogue.
Velkorin.
Oh, you did change your map. That's confusing. I'm AlistairForgall, and I play Velkorin, the ranger.
And Toto.
Oh, hi, I'm Kael, and I play Toto, the battlesmith artificer.
There's science.
Science.
Alright, just start off with our blessing for the day. Goes to Miss Wythr.
Hey!
Oh, thank God.
Wythr gets the blessing.
Excuse
for
me,
the
it's
day.
rigged.
Not rigged. I rolled it. Okay, this dice normally rolls 3s all the time. It rolled a 2, so.
I know. We remember the 3-day.
Exactly, it was all 3s. All the time. Anyways, as a small recap, I moved over to the screen to show the map to kind of show where our adventurers currently are at. They had just left the village of Muto, which was kind of the in-between place just before they go to kind of a... I already lost the word. Whatever. Just a midway point village. Not really much going on there outside of a good stopping point before people get to the border town of Gordo, which is where our party is. That's where they are currently headed for their next stop, as they make their way further into the desert to figure out what's going on with that. After our party, I should start with what we did before they got to that. Akari and Wythr had a small sparring match just to kind of see what was going on with that. And most had a conversation with themselves. The players had got to Muto, rested for the night as their kind of halfway point before gathering materials to prepare for the harsh environment that they should be getting into soon. And then on their first night after leaving the village, they were ambushed by the Yiga once again. Throughout the battle, Akari was downed pretty early on and was almost kidnapped when Wythr managed to stop the one that was attacking her. But in the process of him almost dying, he self-destructed himself, which seemed to have affected Wythr especially so once he mentioned Glory to Master Koga and then exploded. The party managed to finish off the rest of the attack with no survivors on the enemy side specifically.
That's a good specification.
Yes.
Important detail.
Important detail. And everybody recovered well enough for the evening. And at the end of the battle, Wythr had sprinted off. Not sure what's going on. And that's where we left off.
If I'm not mistaken, Akari's eyes are blue again, right?
Yes, I was just
Green.
I'll switch back
Yeah.
to the RP, which I was just at
Green.
that map currently, so I could show you guys where everybody was on the map.
She's always angry when she's looking at the map.
I hate traveling.
I mean, okay, it's just when she's in
can't
combat.
read.
When she's in combat, that's technically was my combat map, but I switched it because
I know.
things and stuff.
I can't see the top of my forehead.
Oh, right.
Oh my
Anyway.
Oh, I
gosh.
dropped a die.
Throwing dice already.
Ah,
Anyway, I assume we're gonna start off with Wythr's stuff. Unless there's a half interruption before she runs away for people.
I don't think so. I think I'm good.
Let me switch our music up real quick for a second.
Akari was following her, that's about it.
I remember that much.
yeah, you rolled. I had Akari roll their perception check before starting stream, and Wythr rolled a stealth check. Akari got a natural 20 on perception, so I'm not hiding very well, I guess.
I mean, you're hiding well, but not from her.
Yeah, exactly.
And then just a reminder for the time frame, it was dusk. Like it was starting to go.
Mhm.
It wasn't quite nighttime yet. The sun was setting.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So, as Wythr runs off around like a large boulder or pile of rocks and stuff, she kind of gets out of line of sight of everyone. Akari follows after, and you hear someone crying very softly in the distance, and you follow the sound to sort of a cluster of trees. As you are getting closer, the crying stops with a sharp, sudden inhale as Wythr notices that you're following her. And then, sort of in the peripheral of your vision, you catch a glimpse of Wythr who's slumped against one of the trees, and she stands up straighter and whips around to face you, a bit surprised. She calls out a name with a bit of a sad but hopeful tone in her voice. Koga? As if she was expecting someone else.
No, I'm not Koga, Akari would say while slowly approaching. Of course, taking note of hearing the crying on the way. And then kind of acts on her way there as well. Are you okay?
Her posture's really sort of stiffened up and on edge, and she doesn't seem to relax at all, and sort of avoids eye contact with you as she's sort of looking around in the distance and looking around the other trees, just staying still there.
Kind of going by the behavior, Akari continues to kind of approach, see, go as close as she can, as long as it doesn't seem like it cause any sign of discomfort. And it mentions, it's okay if you don't want to talk about it, of course. But if I can help in any way with whatever's wrong, let me know. She sounds almost confused, as if she's not really knowledgeable with this kind of thing, but is giving her effort.
Akari, the light of her eyes finally focus on you, looking you over, and you can kind of feel that eye contact now. Which Akari?
Which Akari, she says, almost as if questioning. More than likely understanding the question, but a bit surprised that it was asked.
Green Akari currently active right now.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess, in a way to give an answer as well, she'll mention the usual Akari.
Wythr nods. I I thought you were someone else.
Someone good or bad?
Good. Koga. My partners, Koga and Lenora. Koga's my heart, and Lenora's my soul. I was just with them days ago. Where are they? That Yiga. He said, "Glory to Master Koga." It can't be the same person, but hearing his name, and then and she seems to get more agitated and upset and avoiding eye contact again.
She gives a soft nod. I see. It sounds like these two are really important. And then hearing the name kind of set it off, especially coming from an enemy. Going from what I know of them, I'm sure the Master Koga is not the same as your Koga, at least.
She
That's it.
shakes her head, kind of agreeing that it's not the same.
I'm sure somebody who's your heart wouldn't be the master of the Yiga, especially with their means. Although
She
you may...
Sorry, continue.
You're good. She does mention, although you mentioned being with them just days ago.
She nods. I'm sure I was. And she's sort of looking around. Idly, she kind of looks into her satchel, closes it, and looks around, and she wipes off some of the ashes from the explosion of the Yiga.
Well, Akari's a bit confused on the days ago bit. She does give a nod and mention, and then says, "Well, if that's the case, I'm sure you'll see them again soon. And if anything, if they're missing, I can help you look for them."
She seems to still be anxious, but a little more present than before. And she takes sort of a deep breath.
Almost as if unsure, nervous herself if it's the right thing to do, Akari will kind of put her arms out in case a hug or something was needed, since she usually sees that's used for comfort.
She hesitates, but gives sort of like an awkward but very like warm hug.
Akari also gives her an awkward but definitely attempted at a comforting hug. But it could be told that it's not like disliked or anything, just something she's not used to herself.
There have been so many strange things happening lately.
Ain't that the truth? But are you feeling well enough to head back to the others, or do you need more time?
Vivra and Toto will be upset from the battle. You should go back. I'll follow behind.
Take your time, and don't hesitate to ask for help if you need any backup.
She just remains silent and kind of looking out into nothing.
Should give her a small pat on her shoulder before heading back to help ease any worries of them both missing.
Are we
Kind of.
heading?
I
didn't want to interrupt. I was
Yeah.
I was like, I need popcorn. This is so good.
As you're kind of heading off, you just quietly hear her she's looking at the ground around her at the flowers. You quietly hear her say, "It feels like centuries since I last saw wild Siflinas."
She said that quietly to herself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Akari will mentally notate that.
Oh, Akari, as you're walking back after, like, you leave Wythr to cope with whatever's going on with her, after she's out of your eye shot and earshot, you can hear the familiar tune of a violin just off in the distance. It's the same song that the granny taught Wythr.
She will start going towards the direction of the song
Seems
discreetly.
like the sound is coming from everywhere.
Oh,
Well, that's not ominous.
You would hear some very quiet, muffled, stifled crying again, and then it would stop and fade out.
and it sounded like it came from everywhere as well. Or would that one, or would the crying
The
come
crying
from
would have been
No,
from
yeah.
Wythr's direction, yeah.
Okay.
Just the violin music is all you would hear. And since you are able to hear it because you're close enough to where the supposed source is, you do have that calming effect on you.
Okay then. Akari will still head back, but kind of stop along the way, especially once she heard soft crying again, just to kind of give some time for Wythr alone and wait for her to whenever she's ready to come back as well.
Kari, you're still kind of fucked up, if I remember.
Yes.
Yeah, most of us
You
are,
did-
I think.
mean, I gave you guys some
Look.
healing.
Oh, I'm still below half. though.
I gave a lot of healing to someone. I think it might have been Toto.
It was Toto,
Yeah.
I think, because Toto also got
Yeah.
real
You
close.
spoiled me.
Yeah, Akari
is
still
hush
bloodied.
you.
I think Velkorin was the only one that didn't really get touched. I think he got hit once.
Oh, I just looked at my hit points. Ow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, wait a second. But I did think of something to do while those two were off, with their thing,
Hugging.
hugging it out.
Doing crime.
Being gay.
Oh my goodness. Gay and crimes, perish the thought. But yeah, when the battle's finally done and the adrenaline's kind of chilling out, Vivra is at first she's just facing the one guy that was entangled, and I'm assuming who the entanglement eventually fades, right? Like he'll just
Yeah,
collapse
I
or
mean,
something. Or
One,
whatever.
it was right next to the fire, I'm pretty sure, so.
Okay. So, she's gonna do what she did the last time she ended up killing someone. She's gonna pull the pawn out and put it next to the guy and just take a breath. And then she's gonna remember suddenly the guy that's behind her. And she's gonna very slowly turn around. And I think once she sees the charred, burning body, she's just gonna throw up.
Oh.
because it's like she's like, oh, yep, I did that. Nope. and so I mean, yeah, Wythr was right that at least one of us would be upset about the situation. Yeah. And then she's gonna kind of start trying to get away from it, just kind of moving quickly wherever. What was that?
Robot, don't
That's
worry
the
about
bot.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was like, did we lose Velkorin again?
Nope.
Okay. But
I
that's
think
what that's what she's gonna do first. You think what?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think the Discord noises don't pick up on stream
it.
anyway.
No, not on
so,
my end.
Yeah.
Unless it goes through somebody's mind, which it did one time. But
Okay. But yeah, I think unless you want me to roll a Constitution saving throw to not, I think it's just gonna happen.
I'll let you do whatever you want.
Okay. Yeah. And then she's like, and yeah, just getting away from it. So that's kind of what she's doing at this point, is freaking out a little bit.
And our only sources of comfort right now is Velkorin and Toto.
What are they doing?
Oh, Akari will
Eventually.
totally step up and comfort everyone,
Oh,
right?
for sure.
When she gets there, eventually, maybe.
Yeah.
What
Is there
are
a dead body near me?
There's multiple dead bodies near you,
A
if I
lot.
remember right. I think there's like 4 or
Okay.
5 of them. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we were surrounded.
I'll open it up real quick to look. Pretty sure, yeah, you were like surrounded, I'm pretty sure.
How many blew up?
Only one. Only the important looking one blew up.
Okay, I'm gonna do something.
How is Velkorin looking? Wait, what are you gonna do? I'm worried.
HP wise, he was at like, I think he got hit once.
Okay.
Toto's gonna stare at one of the corpses and just start kicking the shit out of it.
Oh.
Oh my.
Not with their flesh leg, mind you. Their metal leg.
And that makes it better?
A little bit worse, probably, but
Yeah, because they're actually just doing damage to the dead corpse at that point.
yeah, you guys are surrounded by at least 5 bodies. One of which is Char now.
Thanks for the reminder.
In the process of burning still, probably. He's more realistic.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's not so much the visual, but the smell that gets Vivra, and that's why she's like, I'm out, I'm moving somewhere. She like gets to a tree and just kind of leans against it. What's Velkorin doing?
Just like,
I'm going
"Yep,
to be.
That's my son.
That's
Good job."
going on. I'll be moving all the bodies out of sight and looting them.
We should, above table, we should check if any of their uniforms are still intact to be used, or the masks. Because if we had some Yiga disguises packed away for certain situations, that might be useful in the future.
Wrong button. There we go. Before you can do an investigation check, see what you find. You don't find anything on the blown up guy or the burning guy. I'll tell you that right now.
No magical item. Investigation, you said?
Mm,
17.
Nice.
pretty good. Would say you would be able to find most of the masks should all be intact still. Except for obviously the one that blew up and the one that burned, but he was closed it already. I think it was 5 small guys and the 3 big guys. So you would have 6 Yiga masks if you want. You have exactly as many for the party. Or nope, I forgot Pip's not there anymore. So 1 less.
One extra.
Up to
Yeah.
5
6 Yiga
masks.
masks.
Up to 5 Yiga masks.
Up
probably-
to 5.
I mean, there are 6
just-
there. If you want 6, you
just
can take
shorted
all
you.
6.
I'm taking. Yeah, you're shorting me.
Okay, take all 6.
Okay, I took all 6.
And 23 red rupees between everybody, between the bodies. They have their bows and just generic bows, short bows and katanas. The big guys have the bigger forms of the katanas.
How many bows are there?
Should have been 1 for each of the small guys, so I think there would be 5. Short,
Can
they're all
I
short bows.
just take the strings off the bows?
Her?
Thank you.
What? And sorry, that would be daggers for the small guys, and then the full-sized katana for the big guys. And the biggest guy would have like a greatsword length katana. It's that same like black, weird-looking steel katana.
How many daggers?
5.
5. One second. And then you said katanas.
Mm-hmm.
How many of those?
So 2 katanas. Those are considered like the longsword katanas, and then 1 for the
Great sword
dai
katana.
katana. Dai katana. That would what it was. Great sword. 5 bowstrings. Well, no, one less 4 bowstrings because one of them was on the guy that was on fire.
Yeah.
So 1
Might
less.
need to move camp somewhere else where there isn't a burning corpse in
And
our
the-
campfire.
The dai katana would be damaged. One because that was the guy that exploded that have it. So
Okay, I'll add a little note.
say that it's needs repair if you want to. It's very likely to break if you were to use it as is. What was you said it was 17?
Yeah.
You would see remnants of what looked like to be a note off of the assumed to be exploded guy, but not enough to piece together what was there.
I thought you were gonna say off the burned guy. I was gonna be like, whoops.
Nope. Off the exploded guy.
What markings does the Yiga have?
Of the all of the ones that are not currently still have bodies, you can see that all of them have a Yiga tattoo somewhere on their body. Besides that, it's not really indistinguishable from anything outside of a normal person. But every single one of them has a Yiga tattoo somewhere on their body.
Okay.
Toto is still kicking a body.
Yep.
Akari
Bill?
is in the process of making their way back. We'll say the sun has gone down as of now, so continue with whatever you want to going on.
I would assume that the body Toto is kicking is going to be moved and looted by Velkorin at some point. So
Yeah, I just drag it away.
Yes.
Like that's
No,
enough of this.
before you drag it away,
Oh,
I
no.
stomp on it and I'm just like, stop
Zero.
it.
Stop it. Are you telling the
Go.
body to stop it?
that's what I
No,
was wondering. The body or
Velkorin.
Velkorin?
Right? I just imagine she's looking down at the body. Stop it.
They, yeah.
They, sorry.
Stop what?
Let me finish what I'm doing.
Give me one moment. I'm gonna take all the things off of him.
Just
And
drops
then
20
I'm just
weapons in
gonna
the front of
walk
himself.
away. Pretty much, like, I don't want him to break. Toto's kicking it with a metal fucking foot. Like, go for it. And then I'll walk away.
I continue kicking it.
And Akari would probably be back by now. They weren't that far away.
Akari will arrive, see the kicking, and probably just continue walking back to the log that was for sitting. Not gonna ask any questions. Although, how seeing Toto was kicking, Velkorin's looting, is Vivra? How's Vivra at the moment?
Okay, so she was leaning against the tree, but if Toto's continuously kicking, that sound is going to be a repetitive thing that over time, as the body gets, more and more beaten up, the sound's just gonna get worse.
More watermelon smushy.
So, yeah. So, I think, assuming, gosh, how long? Like a few minutes of the kicking? That she might be covering her ears and just kind of sitting with her head between her legs or something. Debating on, she's got another wild shape.
Yeah, there's plenty of squelching and stuff going on, if they're just continuously stomping on this body.
Yeah, I'd say she doesn't want to go stray too far away because she doesn't know if there's anyone else out there. But she wants to leave, and since she can't, I think you'll find her by a tree, just kind of like covering her ears best she can. And just not looking.
Akari will look at her for a moment, and then kind of see that she's not looking and covering her ears, and just decide not to interrupt her, just in case that was helping her with whatever after battle feels was going on. So Akari will find a seat and kind of pull her scarf over her own mouth and kind of take a breath to kind of get the battle out of the system.
Toto, I guess, describe how you're,
Describe
describe Toto's expressions and everything. Like, what do they look like right now while they're stomping on the spot?
They're really, hyper-focused on it, but also not looking very happy. Engie.
I don't think there's any deaf wild shapes, are there?
Deaf wild shapes?
Yeah.
Wild shape my ears away.
Yeah.
I wild shape into a Vivra with no ears.
I don't think so.
Okay.
The hear no evil monkey.
Yeah, because, I feel like her instinct is to transform into either a wolf or a dire wolf, but their smell and hearing is better, so it would be worse.
Especially the dead body smell, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So it's she's really, right now, she's really stuck, because, she's everything she wants to do, she feels like she can't do in this moment. And so, yeah, a rough time for Vivra.
Being the shaper is suffering.
Probably about 20 or 30 minutes after Akari returns, Wythr would be returning to the campsite. Has anyone moved the camp over to a different location or anything, or is everything still in the same spot?
If it's 20 minutes, Vivra probably would have gone over to the carriage or something and tried to like pack up or whatever at that point.
Is everyone, so when Wythr returns, is everyone kind of just sitting off by themselves and Toto's kicking a body?
Are you kicking for 20 minutes? I don't like that's like a constitution saving throw to keep kicking, because even if it's your metal leg, you're using energy to do that.
I only roll if the DM will tell me.
It's a robotic leg, it has no stamina.
If they
That's
are,
even more terrifying.
if you are continuously attacking this body for that long, yes, then I would say make a con save. Actually, I wouldn't even. Actually, no. I mean, I wouldn't even think you need to make a con save. It would be pretty obvious that you are, like, overexerting yourself.
I rolled shitty anyway.
Yeah,
It's a 2.
You are.
Oh my gosh!
Breathing very heavily. You are overly exerting yourself. Like, if somebody doesn't stop you, you probably will take a point of caution.
Yeah, Wythr looks around at the group and sees Toto and just kind of like gasps, and she's confused and shocked. And she starts dashing over to Toto. Toto! What are you doing? Stop.
No. No mercy.
She, would you be okay? This is like, I'm such a broken record, but would you be okay with me rolling an insight check on you?
Yes.
My go-to. That's all I do. I insight check everyone constantly.
If it works, it works.
And now watch me do a 1.
No,
I
you have inspiration.
See, it was a 4. I'm gonna use my inspiration. It's a little bit better. Insight. That is a total of 22. So with a 22,
Amazing.
you can reveal as much as you would like to, or yeah, as much as you feel is appropriate for Wythr to pick up on in this moment by looking at you and observing what you're doing in the moment.
You look in Toto's eyes and you definitely see like the hunger for blood.
At this point, it is splattered all over you as well.
I mean,
Well,
the
they're kind of
body's
like-
got to be indistinguishable.
Yeah, it's just gore.
You could definitely tell like it's the Yiga clan, so of course Toto feels a way with them in particular.
Reference you. Inara is the one that you would have a problem with more so than Shiekah.
Same thing.
They have
They're
attacked
two
us
different
in the
things.
past, though, so
But
we
yes,
have
I'm
beef
just
with everyone.
making sure it was
We have
clarified.
beef with everyone.
I had to do the same thing with
Oh,
Velkorin
yeah.
earlier, saying like the Yiga and
Yes,
Inara
yeah.
are two different clans.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure that's clear.
I think I still have Velkorin's loot with me, and last episode I think I said that I took proficiency in performance for the day, or that I was going to.
Mm-hmm.
So with this insight into Toto's feelings right now, it seems like nothing is going to get Toto to stop, right? Like they're in a different place.
A very dark place.
Yeah, so Wythr's going to play the Song of Healing because we learned that it has a calm emotions effect on people.
Mhm.
I do have to roll for it though because I've only gotten one success so far.
Yeah, the second attempt.
Okay, so
DC
performance.
DC will be a little bit lower since you did succeed the last.
Okay, performance.
You need to roll higher than 8.
Well, yeah, okay. I got a 17 total, I think.
Yeah, no problem playing the song. Effectively anybody who's in within hearing range would have the effects of a calm emotion spell on you. So
Which is a bonus because everyone's having a bad time right now.
correct.
So
If Vivra is still close enough to, I think you said the carriage, you probably would still be able to hear it, so you would have the same effect as well.
Okay.
Unless Velkorin walked the fuck away. I don't know how far away you walked away, so.
Well, have we moved the carriage yet? I assume not, because if Toto's still kicking the body, we can't exactly go anywhere, really. I mean, we could, but that wouldn't be very nice.
We can assume that you probably were in the process of packing up, or you have not moved yet, then.
Yeah. Cause especially if she's the only one packing, then it's like, yeah, but then she's probably not done yet.
The two, I guess the two people that seem to be currently affected by this the most, especially Toto, you probably have that feeling of just like you can feel your heartbeat in your head, just that woof, woof, woof. But as Wythr starts to play their song, you can kind of, that sound just gets quietly rounded out by the melody that you hear. And for that first like second, you just take the big deep breath, and it feels like that anger starts to go away. The controversy.
Yeah, and Toto would stop kicking at that point.
For Vivra, that kind of anxiety and just unwelcome feeling in you also just slowly dissipates and overtaken by the sound of the song that Wythr is playing. Everybody else who's having a bad time is calmed down by the song.
yeah. She will then
She stops angrily stuffing the sleeping bag and instead just like take a breath and then just rolls it normally.
they'll gently hold on to Toto's arm with one free hand, holding the lute with the other hand still. And if Toto allows them, they're gonna start walking away a bit. Wythr's gonna stop by Velkorin and leave the lute with him, return it to him because she still has it and it's not hers. So
She's about to claim it.
she places the lute next to Velkorin and is kind of gently leading Toto away from the burnt up corpse and the kicked corpse and just everything.
Covered in blood.
Mm-hmm.
Can't tell what much blood is theirs or the gore pile they were stomping on. You don't know whose blood is, how much blood is theirs or not.
If it's okay with the group, then Wythr will also sort of take the reins for the horses and carriage and slowly lead the horses and carriage a bit further away from the scene also. Not super far, but just, down the road a bit to set up a new campsite there. And is there any water nearby?
Actually gonna say when we get to a new location, Vivra was gonna use create water. If there's like a divot somewhere or something, she'd create water to make a makeshift bath. Because she also has blood on her, and she's like, no, no.
Mm-hmm.
And she sees Toto, and she's like, Toto should go last. Because if she steps in first, we won't be able to rinse our blood off.
Wythr nods and says, I'll take us somewhere else. And I'd like to look for another stream or something with running water.
Roll
Okay.
You're good at that.
Yes, I am good at that. Perception? Okay, 24.
Jeez. Now you roll good.
I rolled a 15.
There you go.
Your perception's amazing.
It's not too far from where you guys planned camp, but there is a small creek ways away from your camp. Probably about 150 feet or so away from the camp.
Okay, Wythr will
Very small.
kneel. Still holding Toto's arm gently. Wythr will kneel down next to the stream and sort of wait for Toto to copy.
Are you in the stream?
No, next to it.
I will follow your lead.
Okay, so they kneel down next to the stream, and Wythr is going to quietly and gently clean off Toto's skin, like exposed skin, not putting water on any of the metal parts because she doesn't know how to properly clean those. And she'll also be kind of dabbing off any of the blood and stuff on herself too.
I think at this point Toto will be trying to like get any like bits of like viscera off of their metal parts, especially on the leg.
Wythr will help by following Toto's lead, but not doing anything that she thinks would break or damage any of it. And she sighs a little bit and just continuing with that quiet and non-confrontational kind of energy that she's trying to keep.
I just saw something
She-
fucked up, but I'm not going to talk about it right now.
Yeah.
This is a later.
While helping clean up Toto and everything, like she says, there are many people who we want to take our anger out on, but we must respect the dead.
But they tried to kill us.
And they paid the price. We live, and they're gone. There's nothing more you can do to punish them now.
I wish I could.
I understand that.
I'm confused because ever since I started this journey, I seem to be taking things one extreme to another.
A lot has happened. Sometimes we need to support each other. I know that everyone in this group needs that.
Toto will flick like a bit of flesh off of it and then look at Wythr. Am I still a good person?
It depends on your actions going forward. Sometimes good people do bad things. Sometimes we react inappropriately, but being a good person is not something that just happens. It's not static. It's a choice you make every day.
Mm-hmm. I get confused at this. People are so fickle.
With their nods.
I miss when things used to be black and white for me.
She quietly listens, while helping maybe wash Toto's scarf or something.
don't think I told you yet, but I was really excited to see the world, but now I don't know. Because I was originally a lab experiment and I wasn't around people. Not a lot anyway. I had a friend and a bunch of scientists, doctors, all that stuff.
I don't understand. She thinks for science, but I understand you've been through a lot, and although very different from anything I've experienced, I share that desire to see the world. And there is a lot of bad. There are a lot of disturbing things and things that you don't want to see. But there's so much beauty that I would never want to miss out on. That's what I look for every day. In the flowers, in the food, there are some people who change your life. It doesn't erase any of the horrors, but they don't cancel each other out. They're separate and simultaneous.
I feel like we see more bad than good lately.
She thinks and nods. Well, we do have quite a few targets on our backs.
We do, and I know I'm partially at fault for that.
She shakes her head.
I'm still confused, but I think I will be better from now on.
If you need help, if you need someone, we can all work together. Like at this point, her voice is getting pretty scratchy again and shaky and stuff. Like she has been talking quite a bit today.
Toto will notice this, and maybe we talk about this another time.
She nods. We can choose to be a group, or we can choose to be separate. And she helps you finish cleaning up, if you want her to.
See.
With our currently this is going on.
If they're after moving, if there's a new campfire, Akari will just be sitting at it, kind of in her own thoughts for now. A scarf covering mouth.
And after Vivra kind of rinses herself off as well, tries to get as much blood off of her as she can, I think that sensing that there's probably not going to be too much more danger, or at least for now, they're in a better location. I'm assuming we also like sort of moved to a more secluded area probably as well. So I think she would turn into a wolf and also kind of be on her own. Is the moon out right now, or is it like a
Yeah.
clear night, or okay?
I think I said it was cloudy last night.
Oh, well, if it's cloudy, then she'll
Actually,
be a
no.
wolf. No, what?
I don't remember.
What? Make up
Fuck
your
it.
mind.
I'll just roll it. Roll it.
Roll it.
It's been an
a
hour.
thunderstorm again.
All right,
It's been an hour.
It cleared up. The clouds
It
are
cleared up.
gone. It cleared up and the moon's out.
The moon's out. Okay.
Is it a red moon? I'm kidding.
Good. Don't.
Well,
We
you said
do
it
not...
now.
No, I'm gonna die.
Hmm.
Excuse me.
The moon is white
Good.
or blue,
But yeah,
whatever.
So yeah, she's a wolf now. If you want to shift that.
Borf.
Borf. And she's just kind of, she's not running like she used to do. She walks sort of a ways away from the camp, sort of finds a nice little area, a nice little clearing that's still, you know, kind of hidden, but allows her to just sort of look up at the moon. And she just kind of sits there for a while, just trying to remain calm, and sort of repeats the melody that Wythr had played in her head as a way to sort of try to keep her mind on that instead of what likely keeps happening, which is remembering the bodies of those that she'd actually just killed. And that's where she'll be for a while.
Velkorin is back. What is Velkorin doing? While the others...
I left the moment I was done with my body, like the bodies, so I haven't been with the group since.
Oh.
Well,
So
I
I don't
left
know
your
where that
loot
loot
somewhere.
went. Yeah, so I don't know where that loot is.
Maybe you just
we'll
placed
assume
it
it
in
went
the...
into the...
Gremlin.
We'll assume you dropped it in the cart at some point.
That's what I was gonna say.
Or somebody
I-
picked it up
I
for you,
grab
whatever.
the loot and run off with it into my mouth. No.
I'm just hiding in the tree, just sitting up there with like my mask off and just sitting, waiting to see how the group handles this.
You're stealing cart thing.
Why'd you give me a letter?
You said you grabbed things and put it in your mouth.
I was joking about stealing the loot.
Yeah,
look
I'm just
ridiculous.
waiting to see how they handle this.
Okay. Yeah, if anybody else has any major things, we'll say after everybody's kind of had about an hour or so to clean off and calm down and just gather your thoughts. I guess if you guys want to continue with what you want to do, otherwise whoever wants to take a first watch or whatever, make a decision. Or if you guys say you're not sleeping tonight, that's fine too. Whatever you want to do.
As usual, Wythr's looking over the group for the general vibe of is everyone okay or not.
Yeah, I don't even think you need to roll to know that.
You'll never know. You'll never know. I'm so stoic all the time.
Yeah, Vivra, she knew that Vivra would be upset by this also, and obviously Akari was affected not by the violence or anything, but like being almost kidnapped and almost killed. Like so
If it ain't the violence, it's their own demons.
yeah. Wythr will, like, when everyone's kind of getting ready to sleep, Wythr's gonna set up. I assume Toto's kind of being Wythr's little duckling again and following around, so Wythr's kind of gonna sit Toto and herself in between wherever Akari and Vivra are, so that nobody's really alone, but she's not confronting.
Oh, Vivra, if no one goes to her, Vivra's staying pretty solidly.
You're like really
a
far
pretty-
away?
Yeah, like a pretty solid distance in her own little clearing area. Like, you can kind of see her through the trees, and she'll look back and, like, just kind of look at you. But, yeah, she's over there, over off in her own area.
Wythr will probably go and check on her then. She'll leave Toto sitting with Akari. She's also gonna look over Akari real quick before going to make sure there's no major injuries, or does Akari seem kind of okay at the moment?
Don't murder me!
Yeah, they're kind of fucked up still, I think.
Yeah, everyone's still pretty messed up,
Except Toto.
health-wise. Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. She seems to herself for the most part.
I think
No
I
murder
don't have
vibes.
any. I don't have any healing potions left, but I did get a bunch of herbs and stuff. Could I do a medicine check to like just like vaguely kind of treat some of Akari's injuries?
It's tough without an herbalism kit.
Besides the point, the herbs are kind of meant to be added to,
For cooking?
well, cooking or
Here,
potions.
have some oregano in your wounds.
Or they're meant to be made into medicinal stuff. Like raw, they're not gonna
Yeah.
do much, but they need to be mixed with either a potion or food to have an effect.
Okay, well,
So, if you wanted to make
could
a
I do
tea or
a-
something with the herbs, I could
oh yes,
bullshit
I do
that,
have
I guess.
I have the Deku tree leaves.
Sure.
So
You're
she'll
taking
make
away
some
one
tea
of my
first.
skills.
You're busy.
I know.
She'll make some tea before she heads over, and she'll give Velkorin's still in the trees, right? So she'll give Toto and Akari a cup of tea. And then she'll take one with her over to go check on Vivra.
Everybody who took the tea, you can get 1 hit point back.
Woo!
Oh,
A
boy,
pity
one
point.
hit point.
A pity point.
A singular hit point?
Thank you for making
Yes,
me feel
a
better.
singular hit point.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better because I'm like, you don't know, you don't have the kit.
Yeah.
I'm over here like, I
It
know
turns
I'm
my
moping
emotional
by
damage.
myself.
Yeah. Tea helps with the trauma.
Joke's on you. You guys are about to trip balls in a few minutes.
Oh
no! No. Not the Deku. Something else maybe, though, but...
Oh, God. She'll approach Vivra cautiously. Are you
her
you
ear
Twili right
would-
now, or
no,
you're a
I'm a
wolf,
wolf
right?
still.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
her ear would twitch as you approach because hearing and whatever, and I assume you're not trying to be super sneaky.
Yeah.
And you'll just hear in telepathy as she's still looking away, just yeah, I'll help with the first watch. And the telepathy sounds kind of, you know, normal, steady, sort of her usual voice. But then you hear the wolf kind of do a dog sniffle.
Oh. Oh no.
And she's
it's
like
even sadder when it's a dog.
I know. She's like looking away at everything, and she's trying to just in the telepathy. She's trying to just be like, yeah, sorry,
Those
I'm just
sad dog eyes.
I'll help with first watch.
Fine.
Yeah.
Wythr's gonna set the cup of tea kind of on the ground and hold it in place so that Vivra can drink from it easily. And
she slowly kind of turns to look at you, and it's just the saddest dog wolf puppy face. And she's like, oh. I didn't, and in telepathy, she's like, I didn't mean to look at you. I heard the noise. Thanks. And she just kind of lap it up a little bit.
Wythr reaches her free hand towards Vivra, and since she's a wolf, she's kind of almost like letting you sniff her hand first, like you would before petting a dog or a cat or something.
Can I do an insight check?
Yes.
Or
it's only fair. I insight check
wolfy-
everyone else all the time.
a wolfy perception or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever I get advantage on, give me that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. Checks that rely on smell. Do it. 11.
11.
I rolled a 2 and an 8, man. What have you
and that
done
was
to
with
me?
advantage. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I watched it wiggle, and it kind of moved over the 20, and then was like, 2. And I was like, yeah, how dare you?
You get that familiar scent of Saflina flowers off of Wythr.
Yep,
Oddly,
this is-
she doesn't really smell like much of anything except for that floral scent.
Yeah, it's basically like, yep, this is Wythr. With probably, honestly, probably part of it is remnants of blood from the battle, because even if you like wash it off, there's gonna be some stuff left behind. So it's sort of like, well, I know it's really her. She's not trying to trick me or anything. So okay, I can drink this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if Vivra seems okay with it, she'll gently rest her free hand on the top of the head and very gently pat it or pet it.
When you first touch her head, she'll kind of freeze for a second, and the ears will like twitch. But then after like 4 or 5 seconds, she'll just start resuming and won't pull away and keep drinking the drink.
With her hand kind of on her throat a bit, she just says, "I'll watch with you." So Wythr will also take first watch.
Okay. Vivra will telepathy. Okay. And she'll probably notice the horses. She'll be like, "You've been talking a lot, haven't you?"
She nods.
Maybe one of these days I'll figure out how to let you reply to me through your mind. She says.
She gives like a little pat. I mean, Wythr knows that Vivra is not super open to like talking and connecting all the time. So this is kind of her way of like, I'm gonna be here for you, but I'm gonna let you say as much as you want or not. Like, she's just gonna be there for company.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty big moment in a sense. But yeah, she'll finish the tea and then sit up and say, yeah, but if it's all right, I think after first watch, I'd like to sleep over here by myself.
Wythr nods.
It's not too far, so I'm sure I'll be fine. I just think I need to be alone.
Yeah.
I'll walk back with you.
Yeah. So
But
they'll walk back and...
Yep. She's gonna stay wolf for pretty much the whole watch. She can stay wolf now.
Wythr's gonna keep an eye on Akari also while they're keeping watch to make sure Akari's okay.
Akari will for once go to sleep early.
And if there's any remnant of blood
In a
or
tree.
things in a tree, okay, fine, then I won't roleplay with you.
I'm kidding.
You're like, I was gonna have a moment, but if you're gonna be that way. No. Sorry,
I was kidding.
that was me quoting Jaxi.
Okay, if you're not in the tree, then if you're sleeping with the group, if there's any blood or dirt left on her, Wythr's gonna gently, like, with a bit of like ripped wet cloth, wipe off any extra dirt or blood or stuff, make sure wounds are clean while doing the watch. And am I able to have eyes on everyone for the watch? Like, can I see Velkorin even though he's kind of off on his own? He'd be invisible, wouldn't he?
Say,
Invisible.
once it's
The
dark,
only
he's
reason I'm
Yeah.
in the tree is
Yep.
because he changed what the weather was.
all right.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
That was 100% me having to change where I was because automatically the sun or the moon came out. Like, well, I can't hide
He-
here, so I'm going into the tree.
He hisses and runs into the night.
Even the moon.
Don't look at me!
Can't take my
Okay.
mask off unless I'm invisible anyway.
know.
Don't perceive
yeah.
me.
I mean, everyone except for one person has seen.
What?
But yes, that's
What are you
understandable.
talking
Have they,
about?
though?
Who could it
Have
be?
they?
Have they?
Wythr
I've
doesn't
seen-
know, but I know.
Have they?
They've seen one of the faces.
Oh,
This is
true.
true.
No, that's
Yeah.
right.
I was gonna say,
Yes.
wasn't Wythr
Yeah.
showing something?
Akari didn't see the real face, right?
No, Akari did. I'm the only one that
Akari did.
hasn't seen the real face.
Yeah, you're
was
the
being
Is
only
it
one,
the real face, though?
I saw.
I see.
Is it, though?
You're ridiculous.
I see. I'm being gaslit.
This is a man with
That's what I'm wondering.
this is a man
For
with
real.
12 masks on at all the same time.
I'll figure it out next time because my passive insight is so high now.
Yeah.
What are we rolling? Perception? Or
It's
no, you said
survival, right?
Survival for
Yes.
watch.
You want me
yeah.
to do the advantage since I have +7?
Hold on.
Or
What do
what's
I have
yours?
for survival? Yeah, you have one higher than me, so you do it. You take
Nice.
advantage.
Oh no. Oh, that's not bad.
Immediately rolls 2 ones.
I mean, they weren't fantastic rolls, but thankfully I have the. What are my dice doing tonight? Last time they were like, "Yeah, have a bunch of high rolls. You're fine." Oh, there's okay. So I roll a nat 20 when I'm not rolling. Thanks. Anyway, the total was a 15.
Huh?
Okie dokie.
Total, not Toto.
Okay.
The Toto was 15.
Got it. Who else is staying awake right now?
It's. Well,
Or
I
is
know
it
it's
just
Wythr
Vivra and Wythr?
Vivra.
I think Akari said they were sleeping. What about the other two?
I'm sleeping.
You are sleeping. Okay. Is Toto awake or sleeping?
Sleep.
Okay.
I am sleepy.
Okay. Yeah, for the most part, everybody's obviously a little on edge after what just happened again, but just a very surprisingly quiet night outside of the typical bugs and frogs and creaking sounds in the distance. But nothing stands out. As far as you know, your watch goes off without any issue.
Cool. Towards the end of it, she would have transformed back before. Probably
that's
right. Probably right about when she.
Wythr's gone.
Wythr, no. Yeah.
This is
right
why.
as-
This is why I put Velkorin at the bottom of the list.
Oh man, dang. Yeah, that would have been terrible.
It is also
me,
under the mask version, so even if I accidentally click it, the mask should still cover it.
But yeah, probably right about when she starts to feel the pull of the wolf is when she'd transform back, which is literally at like the 4-hour mark. So
Who is going to be bulking up for the second one then?
Well, we can't find Velkorin.
I'll do it. They've had enough
Whether-
time to handle their situation
Yeah.
to where I can come back.
Handle their situation. Wow. That's what
I mean,
you
you
call
can-
it?
Sometimes you just need to see how people handle a situation without you holding their hand.
Hmm. Interesting.
So I'll come back in,
Um,
take watch.
Yeah, Wythr will gently nudge Akari awake because I assume that's usually our routine. So
Akari is awake for the watch.
The second
And,
Yeah.
And Vivra goes off back to her little semi-hidey area.
one. Hidey hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess whoever wants to take the second watch, roll survival, or somebody can roll advantage.
Feel free to roll advantage.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
sure the
think I
ranger
need it. Alright.
Oh my
I
gosh.
rolled 215, so a 20.
Amazing.
20 will work. Yeah, pretty much same thing. Sounds of nature is all you really hear in the distance. But otherwise, nothing really happens for you. But we'll get into something with Vivra in a second here. But let's take a break, short
Oh.
break.
A short break. You're gonna
Foreshadowing.
leave me on that cliffhanger?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Ah! Oh
Oh, yeah.
no.
We will take a quick short break. So go to the bathroom, get a snack, have a drink, whatever. Do it. Hydrate. Specifically, Jaxie.
me,
I'm calling you out.
I don't need to hydrate.
Oh, shit.
I don't need water.
All right, we'll be right back. We are back for some more drama.
Oh,
You can clear my throat.
don't die.
Trying not to. All right.
Uh-oh, DM's dead.
Damn. Game over.
Hi, I'm the new DM of Whispers of Hope.
Well, I was about to say Vivra is safe now because the DM's dead, but if you're taking over, Vivra is the least safe she has ever been.
Yeah. No worse. All right. Anyways.
Excuse me. I'm dying too.
Yep. You were about to be. Okay.
Oh no.
Vivra, so as you are still kind of coping with the night's events, you just even tossing and turning, and at some point you finally drift off. Feels like you're dreaming and you're surrounded in darkness right now. Feels like after a while it just starts to feel like you're falling.
But I can tell that it kind of feels like a dream.
It feels real, but
Oh. But okay.
you're not sure if it's real or not.
I'm unsure. Is there any chance I can like roll insight or something to try to discern that I'm dreaming, or
You can attempt. Roll insight.
I will attempt. That is 18.
You cannot tell if it's a dream. It feels very
Okay.
real.
Oh, that's a high DC. Okay.
For a while.
Yeah, then she's freaking out a little bit because she's like, what void have I entered?
Feels like you've been falling for you don't even know how long. And the very subtle light appears below you, and it seems to be growing larger and larger as it seems like you're falling towards this light. There's a bright yellow flash as you thump into a pile of sand.
Ow.
All around you, sand. Dunes of sand. Blowing the sandstorm. The sky is dusty. It's just you're in the center of a sandstorm, essentially, right? A reminder of when you came over from the portal.
Yeah, as I was gonna say, as she's looking around and covering her mouth to protect it from the sand, one of her first thoughts is, did I somehow stumble upon a portal back to the desert when I was falling asleep? Did I fall asleep on a portal spot? What? And she's kind of trying to get her bearings and see if maybe she can see the portal still.
All you can see is sand. Is burning your eyes at this point. Sand hurts when it gets in your eye. You can.
Of course, and it gets everywhere.
You can attempt to
Yeah.
make a perception check at disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Oh, because it's bright. That makes sense. 6.
You can't really get any bearings. You don't know where you are. Like you're in the middle of the desert, in the middle of a sandstorm.
Let's see. Let's see. I believe. So this only works within how far? Within 30. Okay, so this only works out to 30 feet of me, but I'd like to try to cast Detect Thoughts to see if I can detect any presence around me.
Nothing near you.
Okay.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, it's just like all around you. The only thing you can distinguish is sand. Just sand.
Well,
Blowing, pushing. The wind is ramping up. almost to the point where it's pushing you over, is it what it feels like.
As she's fighting against the wind, her next thought would be, well, I'm not going to get anywhere if I just stand here, and if this gets any worse, it's likely going to start hurting me, so she's going to just start walking in a straight line and kind of hoping that she ends up somewhere that she can at least take cover.
Make a survival check.
Just flat survival?
Flat.
Okay. Oh, you've wait. 12.
Keep pushing on. Walking, and you keep walking, and it feels like you've been walking for hours. Minutes? Days? You can't tell.
Does the sun move? Is there any...
There is no
like,
sun.
There is no
Just-
sun. Oh.
It's just sand.
Well,
More time has passed. Your muscles are getting sore. Your arms are heavy. Your legs are heavy like jello, like you've been walking. Your eyes hurt. Your lungs are burning. You don't know how long you've been walking. Feels like it's been years at this point.
and as far as I can tell, there's no sun anymore, so I can't even really monitor how
Nope.
long it's been.
Nope. Even when you look behind you, you can see your track, but they just keep going forever.
All she can really do is keep going at this point, because turning around would be fruitless. Because she just walk in
Make
the same direction
another
more.
survival check.
All right, come on, dice, work with me here. That's some good dice. 26.
You keep walking. You keep walking. You keep walking. Everything hurts. Hard to even
Ow.
keep your eyes open at this point. You can hardly breathe. It feels like your lungs are just filled with sand. Your lips are cracking and chipped, and it feels bleeding. Everything hurts. You feel like you're on the verge of giving up and collapsing. You see a very small oasis in the distance.
I'll go straight for it.
Just as a reference, this storm has not up at all. Deeply pushing into your skin, everything. There's just not
Oh,
time.
ow.
Keep walking, and just as you get to that oasis, your legs give out and you fall to your knees right in front of the water. Feels like you
I-
haven't drank anything for you don't know how long.
I reach a hand out to put it into the water.
Water, look, water.
Do I have Purify? I don't have Purify, so I'll just have to take a chance on the water. So, yeah, she'll try to take a drink.
Kind of almost lean forward and cup the water into your hands, and you start drinking it. Take a couple more drinks, just that slight feeling just of refreshness for a second before what was going down your throat smoothly all of a sudden turns into like a thick sludge. You look back down in your hands, and instead of water, now it's the sand around you is red, blood red, like the blood that's in the puddle. And you look back down into the puddle. There are the 3 bodies that you have killed last, just floating in that puddle.
Yeah, she pushes and tries to crawl away from it, and she'll try to create water, basically over herself so she can try to wash it off.
When you do so, what you were hoping for water is just blood.
Ugh.
Drenched in blood. The storm picks up even further. You can't breathe. It feels like you're choking. You're drowning in this blood almost, in the sand.
Yeah, now it's not just sand in my eyes, it's blood at this point as well. So
insane.
she's
The taste of
at
iron
this
fills
point,
your mouth.
yeah, she's literally moving blindly, just trying to find anything. At first she wanted to have water and feel the coolness, and now she'd give anything to get away from this rain that she's now created, and she's just trying to find a way.
Trying to get away. The sand blinding your eyes, choking your lungs, the taste of iron that fills your mouth still from the blood you've accidentally drank. You can feel your feet start to sink into the sand.
Quicksand. I mean, all she can really do is keep trying to fight, even though like her body's in pain and whatnot.
Muscles.
Yeah.
Feels like your muscles almost give out on you, and you keep struggling as you slowly sink deeper and deeper. Your head gets enveloped in the red sand that were covered in blood. You can't breathe. You can't see, you can't hear, you can't feel. Feels like it's been weeks in this void of nothingness. And snap.
I think when she wakes up, she's probably in like a cold sweat.
Oh,
at this
definitely.
point,
You
'cause,
are
yeah.
gasping for air. It literally felt like you weren't breathing, drowning, everything. You are full on panic mode. Your body would be in full fight or flight.
Yeah. And you said it felt like she was there for months, right? So she wakes up
Years.
and yeah. And first she's like checking her face, blinking, like almost not believing that she can see again in a sense. And she's like wiping her arms to see if there's like blood that she can get off, and obviously finding none. And then I think after she figures that she's okay, even though she's still like kind of in this panic state, her next thought is, are they okay? And she's gonna kind of like get up and like move towards the camp to see if it's still there.
The camp is still there. Whether Akari are asleep, Toto is asleep. Thorn's up in his tree. Not that you can see him, but
Akari was
watch,
second.
though.
oh, right, never mind. Akari
was second.
Akari was awake, also in a tree probably.
Okay.
It's the Akari and Velkorin do react to Vivra waking up.
Let's see. I know you mentioned cold sweat.
Yeah,
And-
she's drenched.
No, I
But
would
she
say
didn't like scream or
Not
anything,
drenched,
right?
but no, because she felt like she was choking, so when she woke up, that feeling was still there, so there's no trying to even make a noise. It's more, she probably inhaled really deeply as she woke up, which maybe you could have heard like a gasp because you've got a really good, perception.
the two of you, Akari and Velkorin, would definitely have noticed that she was definitely stirring and struggling in her sleep. You saw it before when she had her other.
Oh, it's you two again.
Well, good thing Akari isn't a licensed therapist.
None of you are.
Yeah, apparently when they left, the scientist who kept smashing the gore and was like, we'll just let this pass.
Yeah, we're fine with this.
Sometimes you just need to let somebody release their anger. That way they don't snap.
You would be a bad dad.
My gosh.
I would be a good therapist with that. That's why they send you to boxing and martial arts classes.
Oh my goodness, you guys.
All right. What's
She
going
just
on?
woke up in a cold sweat. That's about it.
Yeah, she was
Gasping
stirring
for
through
air
the
and a
night.
panic.
How? Yeah.
How long
Oh
has
yeah,
it been?
for sure, like panic breathing. That's what I was gonna ask. Is how long?
Because
the
it's
shift
gonna
is now.
is it long enough for her to get a long rest, or is it like 2 hours where she needs to go back to sleep, or she's gonna take exhaustion?
It'd probably be about the halfway through your guys' watch, so she would.
So she's gotten 2 hours of sleep.
So it's technically a short rest then, or
Yeah.
would it even count if I was stirring the whole time? That's my question.
I will let you decide if you think she was well rested enough during this nightmare to get the benefits of a short rest.
Well, speaking from experience, I've had vivid nightmares where I wake up and I don't feel rested at all. So I'm gonna go based off of that.
Here you go.
Then I will move over to where she is and then set like just a snack down or something and some water.
Can I see you? She.
Yeah, well, I'd be by the fire at this point.
Okay. All right. So she's still kind of breathing. Her breathing slowly slowing down. And
I
she
also
kinda
feel like I would know that people can't usually see me, so I would make myself known before I just show up.
Most likely.
I'm not freaking what's her name from The Office who just appears behind Dwight.
Yeah, that's Wythr does that.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Passive stuff.
But I'll just set that stuff down and then just kind of sit next to her.
She would, realizing at this point she's like finally waking up more to catch up with her own brain to realize that it was all a dream. And she'll sit down and very slowly take the drink
It's point.
and just
Ah!
it's oh mean. And after she takes a sip, she'll sigh and she'll be like, I've asked you if you've had nightmares before, right? Or was that out of character? That was
You have
Wythr.
not.
It was Wythr that I asked, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, then
something like
she's
that.
this time she'll ask Velkorin. She's like, "Do you have nightmares? Like after you kill people?"
I'm gonna ask you to do something, and it's not gonna make sense for right now.
She kind of gives you a look, and she's like, "What?"
No, this is not a character.
It's not a
I
character?
want you
Okay.
to roll
You want me to roll?
persuasion check. real quick.
Persuasion. 13. It's not
Okay.
bad, but it's. I mean, for Vivra, that's pretty good, I'd say.
There are nights I have nightmares. More often than I'd like to admit.
Really?
Just gonna turn to look over at her. Even the strongest people have nightmares, and everybody's afraid of something.
What are you afraid of?
Spiders.
What?
Really big spiders.
That's gonna kind of surprise her, and she'll kind of almost actually half chuckle and be like, "Why didn't you say something when I was a giant spider at the ambush? I would have figured something else out."
When you're afraid of something, do you really think you can just confront that thing?
I mean, I wasn't a spider the whole day. like I mentioned the idea beforehand, and everyone was like, "Yeah, that's great."
I'm positive with your passive insight, you know that there's no way he could keep a straight face, and he's probably laughing underneath his mask, so you know he's just fucking with you.
Especially once he starts chuckling, he'll kind of like gently shove his shoulder and goes, "Jeez, I thought you were serious."
But it helped, right?
Yeah. It did. Still. And she'll pick up the snack and kind of take a bite of it. And then she'll like glance up at him and go, "You're not gonna tell me what you're actually afraid of, are you?"
No.
Yeah, all right. I
One
won't
day.
pressure you for now. One day?
Just
I
not
mean, what?
today.
And she'll look down at the snack and then back at him again and go, "I feel like I've been getting a lot of one days."
Yeah. There's too much going on to really spill everything. So, how about this? I will give you one question a day. And I'll answer them honestly. That way your one days don't take as long.
Really?
Sure.
Can I mean, I know you're wearing a mask, but can I roll insight? To see if he's being genuine.
I mean, go for it. I mean, if I make, oh sure.
Yeah, you roll insight, he rolls the other roll, and whoever wins will get your answer.
Either persuasion or deception, whichever one it is. I got a 15. Oh.
I got a natural 15.
Dang it. Well, then whatever you want her to believe. Yeah.
He's being genuine.
Okay. Okay. I'll have to think of more questions then.
I look forward to it. But for now, you should probably try to get a little more rest.
I don't want to, but you're right. We've got way too much traveling ahead of us for me not to. And Velkorin,
Yes.
thanks for helping me feel better.
What the hell was
The
that?
fuck?
Yes.
It's a dramatic gasp.
That's all you just hear, Akari. It's the distance, just dramatic gasp.
The tea.
Was that in character? If that was in character.
It's like hiding behind a
Nah,
tree.
it's okay. It's okay. Over the table. She didn't do anything out loud.
I just imagine her also with a snack of some kind, watching from behind the cart just so intently.
Oh, Akari's on watch with Velkorin. All they have are snacks.
Yeah.
Amazing. But she's like, oh my gosh.
Velkorin exclusively eats candy. That's all he eats.
I'm literally Zom, but in a game.
Hey,
I eat meat and candy.
I just looked to my left and I have sweet tarts and chocolate just sitting here.
The adventurer's diet.
Hey, it would
And caramel
work.
corn.
Just gonna look at you just anytime.
I'm gonna try to go to bed now.
All right, I'm gonna stand up, take a few steps, turn into the granny, and just walk away.
Turn into the
You
granny?
forgot you gotta shove your mask up your ass.
Wait.
Stick your hand up your ass. That's right. Oh, that's right.
Did you disguise yourself into the granny?
Yep, and I just walked away.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, for
Oh my
fuck's
god,
sake.
you're gonna mess up her whole brain.
Oh my gosh.
Inside check if it was Granny or Velkorin.
19? Roll your deception, walk like a
Roll
granny.
deception. Oh, hold on. I need my character sheet. My deception. I don't know if it's negative or positive, so give me 1 second. I rolled a dirty 20.
Okay. That's one better than me. So in that case, she's gonna stand up
I
and
just
she's
closed
gonna
my fucking page again.
and so you turned into the granny, right?
Yeah, I just walked away.
Yep, she's gonna stand up and she's gonna scream. Stay away from me.
I assume this wakes up the group.
Akari will just be looking over. No words.
So
You don't have to tell me
confused.
twice, God.
Yeah, I guess Akari, you were paying attention, so you could roll an insight if you want to.
Yeah.
Sorry, all night.
15.
Darn.
You also believe
You
it.
also believe that it's the
You're
granny.
also not sure if that
I
was
wanna-
actually Velkorin or not.
I want to point out, Velkorin likes to disappear when the granny's around. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god. Alright.
Yeah, I talked last time.
Yeah,
We have seen the two of them in the same place at the same time before.
but Vivra has not. Well, one time. It's been
Yeah.
a long time since that time, so
You think she just forgot a month later?
you know,
Wait a sec,
there's been a
no,
lot of events.
No,
Must
It's
Mirror
my
image.
character.
no, but Vivra also does know that Granny is a god at this
Yeah.
point. So
Yeah, she knows, and she's.
So Granny
she-
could easily be Velkorin for a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, this is what Vivra's seeing. This is how she is reacting. She's like, "Stay away from me. I freaking trusted you," but she says the F word. So.
Mother is awake and confused.
Nope.
I just see Granny and Vivra yelling at Granny, or do
Yeah.
I just see Vivra yelling at the darkness?
The darkness
I
of this fight.
point at him and I cast Dispel Magic.
I would already be in the darkness, so wouldn't you have to be able to see me?
Well, you're walking away. She says, "I freaking trusted you," and as she says it, she casts it while she's still talking. to you.
damn.
I cast
Okay.
Firebolt.
Any spell of third level
But you
or
like
lower
Granny.
on the, any spell of third level or lower on the
I just
target
dance against-
ends. It just automatically ends. So if it's third level or lower, it's gone.
It's gone. It's gone.
So you become Velkorin again. She's gonna come up, smack you in the mask, and go, "Why the hell would you do that?"
I don't know. Out of character, I'm broken. I'm sorry.
you lost it.
Roll for mask buckles.
I had one more third level spell slot.
got
and
busted.
I absolutely.
He got busted and he didn't
I
expect to
saw
get
that I
busted.
had one left, and I was like, "Here we go."
But
About that.
I'm listening.
I have no excuse. Could you imagine that if I said that was the truth?
Could I imagine if you said that the granny was the one talking to me that I confided in? Could I imagine that, Velkorin?
Could you imagine Granny being nice? Is all I'm asking.
Granny appears behind you. Yeah, that would have been fucked up.
Right?
No.
Trying to kill you.
No.
I've got nothing. I was just fucking around the whole time.
Well, you made your bed, lie in it.
Yeah, I did. All right, tomorrow you can have 2 questions, and then he's gonna go and sit by the fire.
Great,
Like,
that's...
He's got nothing else to say.
He didn't anticipate the counter
magic.
joke.
I didn't expect it to spell magic. I was just trying to get her to start asking Granny questions.
Oh, you were trying to... I see. Sucker. Sorry.
Trying to deceive.
No, and instead, now Vivra's mad again at you. Again. Freaking
Yeah,
great.
but that's
Good
okay.
job.
That's
This
normal.
is normal. It's everything's
It's a
back to normal.
reverse Mrs. Doubtfire.
She finally thanked one
Think
of you
about
guys.
this. Think about this. You just got hardcore gaslit into now not thinking about what you were thinking about, and now you're mad at Velkorin, which is normal.
I replaced your trauma with new trauma. You should be thankful.
I replaced your trauma with rage.
I kept waiting for you to say psych. That's why I was like, you do this, right? Oh my gosh, I'm dying.
I'm gonna be real honest. I don't even think I have a spell slot. I don't know what spells, because you never marked off the spells you used in the battle.
I used one spell.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
You
okay.
still have like a ton of spells.
That makes
now.
more sense than I did have these spells.
Because I lied. I used Hunter's Mark and I used Ensnaring Strike. So I used 2.
Okay.
I did mark them
Well,
off.
you
They're on the
can't
screen
cast
right
both.
there.
Well, that's why I was so confused. Why only 2 were clicked? You can't use both at the same time, by the way.
I know
Seeing
I
Ensnaring Strike
didn't.
will break Hunter's Mark.
I know. I did that.
Just making sure the DM knows what he's doing.
Since you're a second watch, then you have your things restored because of rest.
Shh.
Oh yeah, true. Well, you're 1 spell short for the next day.
Look at
That's your
that.
consequence.
Yeah, you fuck.
Oh no, whatever am I going to
Alright.
do? Down 1 whole spell. Time to use that rock I have.
All right. After everybody has calmed down again,
Great.
unless Akari is gonna react to all this bullshit.
No, she's y'all got it. Y'all good.
Okay.
Vivra's growling and groaning and complaining. It's like I can't oh my gosh! I was going to confide in him even
I
more.
would say Toto
I'm
is glaring
done.
over there.
Freaking go
Toto
back
is
to bed.
Suddenly awoken. All right.
Chucks the pawn down, waits a few seconds, picks it back up, and puts it in her pocket.
All right. After your lovely dramatic evening, everybody finally calms down enough to get their rest.
I got a long rest.
You fall back asleep.
I would attempt to.
Roll a wisdom or constitution. Whichever one you think makes more sense for this.
Nat 20, doesn't matter. Woo!
Okay, yep, you're fine then.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. You're so enraged by the bullshit that Velkorin just pulled that you've totally forgot about your nightmare and
Yep.
eventually fall asleep after grumbling.
Enraged and exhausted and just, she goes into the carriage, and if there's a door, she locks it.
So, after the night passes without any issues, because you already did your check, the sun starts to come up, and the day is yours. to continue on your travels. Like I said, we'll skip a few more days now, unless anybody else wants to interrupt things. Otherwise, we'll keep going.
Yeah, I'd like to fight Velkorin. No.
Are we in the desert now?
Yeah, at this point, you guys would be starting to get to the point where, like, the terrain is definitely shifting more. It's starting to get hot. Everything's starting to dry off a bit. There's sand, stuff, and you're starting to get there. That's why this is the wrong thing. Like, I know we did fucking pictures for the desert. Where the fuck did they go?
Yeah.
Yeah, where did they go? I know I set them up. Where the fuck did they go? Oh, I have one that kind of doesn't really make sense, but it's still the desert, so I'm gonna use
They're
it.
in your Discord server if you need them, where all of your stuff always is.
I
and
know,
always
but
is organized.
I could have sworn I saved them. Either way, whatever. You get to be... That's desert, so good enough. Need to change the music. It's daytime. Daytime! Sorry. Brain go burr. I don't know how to prepare a stream, apparently. Okay, yeah, so whoever is going to take charge of leading, as usual, can do their survival check to see how fast you guys progress.
Just angrily so upset and annoyed. Awesome. 10.
10.
Akari's just on the top. New hat on and scarf covering mouth.
You got it,
Do
Dan?
we have any, like, above table rules about, like, is there a limit on how many people are rolling? Because I would normally roll, but if everyone else is, I won't.
Whoever was driving, I would say, has a max of 2 people could roll.
Alright, so
Okay.
who else is driving?
I will take that spot then.
Cool.
You can roll.
Natural 1!
Oh no!
Wythr
There it
wrecks the
is.
carriage.
There it is.
There it is. Should have kept your mouth shut.
I have great modifiers, though.
The first day, you don't have any. You maintain your normal pace. Don't have really an issue. The second day, for whatever reason, Wythr decided to take the reins and bonked into a rock, which happened to dislocate the wagon wheel for a while. So you guys had
I
to
need a
hold
narrator
off
that's
to.
just like, at this point, the effects of Song of Healing wore off. Then she veers off the road.
But either way, you lost a few hours because your wheel was damaged and you had to repair it, which you guys prepared, fix it for whatever reason. We'll say you weren't used to, well, you would be used to the sand, but you're not used to driving a carriage in the sand, probably. So.
Damn,
Yeah,
take the wheel.
definitely not.
So we'll say you lost a couple hours due to that, but for the most part, you guys keep going. I'll do one more for whoever wants to do it.
Me.
Oh,
Oh no.
Toto's gonna drive it.
Survival.
Yes, please.
Oh, it's slow. Hold on.
Thinking, how much does it want to screw you?
That's a 4 plus 3, so 7.
What? You guys.
Better than me.
Barely. All right. Yeah, literally. Don't you have a +5
Which one for perception?
for survival?
Oh, right,
it's a plus
survival.
3.
Mine
I know. I was saying Wythr. So
Mine would have.
you rolled
been
one
7 total
with her
if
net
it
1. She
wasn't,
rolled
like,
1.
a fail.
Yeah. So you technically rolled the same thing. Yeah, it's a little rough. I mean, you decided you wanted to try to drive the carriage, and everybody just kind of didn't. I mean, you can control that fancy tech stuff, so they assumed you'd be able to drive a carriage, and it was
Boy, were you wrong.
It was a little rough. It was a little rough. I mean, you kept getting stuck in the sand, and Velkorin or Akari or anybody who had... No, Velkorin doesn't have strength, so it would have been just Vivra, probably. Had to kept jumping out and pushing the cart to get it stuck out of the snow for a couple times.
Great.
The snow. Yeah, there's snow in the desert. The sand.
Beep, beep,
I
beep.
love using my draft horse and dire wolf forms to yank the carriage out of the snow, out of the
good.
sand. Oh, and I said snow that time.
So we'll say between the two rolls, you guys probably lost about a day's worth of travel. But
Man.
you're still somewhat maintaining your pace. This is where you guys are currently on the map. Once Twitch update. To see where you guys are, you're probably about another day's travel to Bordeaux, which is the in-between village. I will have one person do a perception check.
My perception, not me.
I got it.
Yeah, it's Akari's turn. You're on the roof.
Get it.
But what about my eyes at the room keeper?
That doesn't help your perception.
Right. Yeah.
I perceive runes.
Well, that was bad, but 16 total.
All right.
Good total, at least.
As you're traveling, you kind of see off in the distance, it looks like a traveling carriage, or a cargo, I should say, a cargo carriage. Off in the distance, seems to be stopped on the side of the road. There appears to be a man sitting in the front. He's kind of surprisingly sitting very relaxed and just kind of, I mean, you would think people would keep moving constantly, so he stopped for whatever reason, and he's off in the distance for you guys. You can choose how you would like to proceed from there.
Akari will point this out to the group, then point in the direction of the carriage.
Can't see, there's a lot of sand.
It's
What are
coursing
you pointing at?
everywhere.
Say
It's
to
another carriage.
We'll say to keep the thing accurate for my picture, it's near an oasis. He seems to be stopped next to an oasis. But it's on, like,
There's
right,
water.
right next to the road.
Are we avoiding them?
You said they looked surprisingly calm or something? What was the expression?
It's like they're very lax.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are lounging almost in their thing.
Non-threatening.
Non-threatening.
Okay.
Just, it's weird. It looks like a merchant caravan, which normally wouldn't be stopping because it's like the middle of the day. Why would they be stopped?
Thief.
Thief.
I mean, we don't
Insight.
need to stop right now. We can just go around them.
I was just
Wythr's
giving
always
you.
curious
I'm just
of
giving you
everything,
the
so-
warning that you are approaching him. Like he's off in the distance. You haven't gotten there.
Yeah.
It's just something that
Well,
Akari perceived.
Vivra says that. She's like, well, I mean, we don't know. We can just go around or something.
We could probably just go past
Toto
them.
was Toto looks curious too, but they look over at Wythr because they're not sure.
Wythr is always in investigation mode over everything all the time. So if I can get a better idea of what's going on, I will. Even if we're just passing by, she's going to be watching and kind of eavesdropping, reading lips. You know, she's nosy. Is anyone talking over there? Any lips I can read about the situation?
He is by himself.
Is there anything that looks super interesting in his merchant carriage that we might want?
You go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay.
You're good at that. Come on.
I'm so good at rolling things in general.
You got like a plus 15. You got this.
My perception is only +9, okay? That is a 22 total.
Okay. You would notice on the side of his caravan the diamond symbol of the diamond dust shop that you guys were in Lanlan City.
Fancy
The
luxury shop
fancy
that had all
luxury
the
magical item shop.
expensive stuff.
Correct.
Oh,
Oh. Wythr will point out the symbol and say, I saw that in Lanlan.
it looks fancy.
I think Vivra was the only one that went in the store.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was a little distracted. You said it's the fancy store symbol?
Yes. The diamond.
Okay.
The symbol for the diamond dust is on the side of the carriage.
Okay. She's like, yeah, it was the expensive store back there. I doubt if you guys are trying to look for food or something, they probably won't have that. Chances are they're just, moving. Do they seem to have like a lot of people, or is it just one guy?
One guy.
It seems to be one guy. It would be somewhat suspicious for you guys. A caravan, like, obviously the size of his shop would most likely at least have 2 caravans. Just also in general, it's very odd that he would be by himself and not with walking guards. So
Yeah,
something
that's why I
something's
asked.
wrong with this picture.
With
Yeah,
my
Vivra's
insane
gonna point that out. With your insane
passive
what?
wisdom, my passive perception and investigation, do I see footprints in the sand that give me any hints about where everyone else is?
Goodness gracious.
Enhance.
Enhance. It looks like the sand was disturbed at some point, but
Okay.
I mean, for the most part, it's just his in that current location.
And was there anything, like, any interesting items? Like you said, there was the symbol, but anything we'd want?
I mean, you would have to get close and find out if he has anything. Obviously, he would want to keep the expensive, high-value stuff covered so he doesn't get attacked by bandits. But again, like I said, it's suspicious that he is alone.
Yeah, Vivra's gonna say, I don't know if that's actually from that company.
How come?
Well, it was an expensive store. Why is there only one person? Why would only one person be guarding? Like, the diamonds had runes on them in the store to keep people from stealing it. Why would the... And what?
I will also say he is very well dressed, the guy who's sitting on the carriage.
I mean, he looks nice, but like...
Velkorin, roll a history check. For me, if he's here.
Wait, why am I rolling a history check? I'm responding to him.
I need you to roll for history check to see if you recognize this guy. Because you are
Yeah,
the only one
Velkorin
that
knows
might
everyone.
have seen him.
So I'm bowing to my new overlord known as the One True Ring.
One true ring.
Goodness gracious.
I'm keeping my streak, baby.
And Toto will look at Wythr and be like,
If you want to
Is
know
it
what
that
the
guy?
actual number is 22, but it's a natural 20.
I think you just have, it's not the die, it's the state of mind you have
It's
of,
the
I'm
state
gonna
of
screw over
mind.
the DM right now.
Yes, that's literally how it
It's
works.
psychological.
You gave me this dice. This is
I
nothing
know,
to
I
do
know.
with this.
That's why, if it's from me and it rolls well, it's proof that it's not in the die.
Right.
The power is
Anyways,
within you all along.
Yeah, your dice like Vivra too. The dice you gave me.
Oh, good.
I
With-
use them only for Vivra.
with Velkorin's also high perception, you also would have noted, or high passive, you also would have noticed the symbol that had been pointed out to you. The man has long black hair. I'll fucking show you the picture for him since it's easier for me to describe it that way.
And Wythr gives sort of just a comforting pat on Toto's shoulder and
I forgot about his fan. He has a fan that he's been using
shakes
on
her
himself
head.
because it's hot.
Oh, look at that guy.
Velkorin, you have not met the person, but you have heard within your travels of the owner of the Diamond Dust, and it very closely resembles the appearance that you're looking at.
Man looks
Okay,
fruity.
one sec. I'm trying to respond to Vivra's freaking message. What?
You don't need
Sorry.
to respond to it right now.
I'm trying to. Okay, so they're diamond
Let's
dust.
get a sponsorship.
You have not met the person, but based on your travels and the people you know, you have heard of the owner of the Diamond Dust and what he probably looks like, and this guy seems to fit the description.
No, I'm going to. We're not up talking to him, right?
Not yet, no.
Okay, then I'm going to just relay that to the group. And what I know to the group. So
Yeah,
they
what's the
would
tea
know
on
how
this
to
guy?
handle it.
And then, if this is the owner, you would know that he is the primary creator of all the magic items. Like, he's the one that usually makes the items.
I would definitely tell that to everybody. Because I was like, who can I tell that's important to? Everybody.
Do you,
And then I'm going to tell everybody to don't pressure them too much.
I mean, I could, like, people keep disguising themselves around me. What if I just cast Dispel Magic real quick so we make sure
Oh,
he's
God.
the guy?
Oh god. What if we just
But then
cast
we are
spells
bad
on everyone?
guys.
What? Listen, I have reasons to be distrustful at this point. She glances at Velkorin.
I have done nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong.
You've done a lot of wrong.
So, Wythr looks at Toto and says, "Do you think he knows science?"
Where is his...
In her head, she's like, "This could help you with your robot, maybe. Do you think he knows science?"
I look over at him and then back to Wythr, and I just slowly shake my head.
No, this man doesn't know science. No, Wythr. There's not a single science in that man's head.
No single thought.
Stop! I can't breathe.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Since you guys are taking too long, let me roll something.
We're taking too long.
DM is like, "This is a quest." Like,
There's a weird golden arrow pointing above his head for some reason. I don't know what that's about. Did you guys like stop moving or did you keep moving while you were talking?
I mean,
driving.
well, Vivra would have, if Vivra was driving, she would have stopped it and been like, "Should we go around or whatever?" And then after
Ah,
everyone
yeah.
pressed
Toto
that,
was
she's
the
like,
last one to make
"Are
the
we-"
roll. So Toto, did you keep going?
Well,
Toto and Vivra. We've got a two-person seat for driving because there's two horses.
that's true. That's true. Look, we did say that last time it was Vivra and Velkorin up there, which I
I
didn't
think we
realize.
maybe at an impasse because Toto is curious, but Vivra just seems to just wants to go. Like nyum, zum zum.
Would you guys like to talk to the stranger? She says that. Like that. It's like, listen, I'm outnumbered almost every time we talk about these things. Are we gonna go talk to the guy?
Wythr is
Toto-
peeking through the window between the carriage and the front seat, and she says,
Toto simply
seems
looks at Wythr.
interested."
Who seems interested?
Toto.
Okay, that's that good for them. That wasn't my question.
If he's a bad guy, then we don't have to.
If he's a bad guy, there's one of him.
And Wythr.
Are you
just-
suggesting kill?
No, absolutely no. Gosh, why is that where you go? No, I was saying we could like leave.
We're surrounded by groups of murderers, Vivra, every single day.
We're not surrounded technically all the time.
Wythr is quietly ducking back into the carriage out of the window, and you quietly hear her say, "He might know science." And she gets out the back of the carriage. And
He don't look
hops
like he
down.
knows science.
Vivra is gonna roll her eyes and grab the reins while Toto's still holding them, snap them so that the horses keep going, and then let go so Toto can drive.
Why are you asking me to drive? We've been getting stuck because of me.
You need to learn.
Take him.
I've been fine. Hand him over. Jeez, I don't even.
I mean, Wythr
care
is no
anymore.
longer in the carriage, so if you guys
Yeah.
are driving away, that's an issue for me.
I throw the reins in your face.
She grabs them, looks back. Okay, everybody, where's Wythr? She like looks around. She stops it, and without even looking around the other way, she just says, "Wythr, get back in the cart."
No, I'm gonna go.
Alright,
with
now I
her.
can
Fine.
breathe again. Did Wythr go towards him? Or did she just get...
She said he might know science, and then she ducked back and got out of the carriage because she thought Toto wanted to talk to him
Okay.
because Toto's looking
I'm
curiously.
a bull with her.
No. Listen. Vivra snapped the reins to make Toto take the cart to the man.
Okay.
And then Toto threw the reins in her face, and she's like, "Fine." So she's
And they
driving to the
never,
man now.
they drove off and never saw Wythr again.
I'm gonna say with the commotion between the group here at this point, the man has
Yeah, we
looked
got
up
it.
and at least noticed that there is a caravan coming towards him.
Vivra looks so annoyed right now.
I had a feeling we were just kind of parked beside him, awkwardly whispering to ourselves.
No! We're like 60 to 100 feet away.
Oh,
Oh my gosh! Can
when
you
we got
imagine?
closer, Wythr hopped out.
We're just whispering as he's staring at us.
I thought we were closer, my bad.
At this point,
So, as the carriage gets closer, that's when Wythr is like, "Oh, he might know science, might be able to help Toto with something." Because to her, magic and science, like enchanting and science, are the same thing in
It's
her
the same
mind
mumbo
still.
jumbo.
Yeah, she's like, that's the same thing, right?
Wythr's
So,
my boomer.
yeah. I'm not caught up with the technology and stuff these days.
Wythr's old.
I could be. Take the mask off and she's just so wrinkly and old.
oh my goodness.
That's why the bandages are there. It's holding her crepit body together.
All right.
And so yeah, after she hops out, she's standing in the sand, waiting to see if the rest of the group is interested, and she's kind of looking at the caravan and looking to see if there's possibly another caravan that was with this guy, or any guards or anything, like looking around.
Akari would hop out and start examining around before anything.
Now that you guys are closer, you can see what appears to be more. There were more tracks than obviously one person would make.
I'm gonna go up to the guy and say, "Are you a murderer?"
My
Uh,
gosh, Toto, you don't just ask people if they're murderers.
You can't just ask people if they're murderers.
he
That's what
looks.
Vivra says. Vivra says that. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you can't just ask people if they're murderers."
He kind of just looks at you and just smirks a bit. And he says, "I don't know. Do you trust me?"
No. Vivra
Wythr
literally
gives
says
a
that.
polite
I don't
bow.
know who to trust. I start crying.
Just kinda is
She gives a very
confused at this
polite
point.
bow and then pats Toto's arm
He-
gently and comfortingly.
He acknowledges
There,
you.
don't be
with-
crying.
He acknowledges you, Wythr. He doesn't really make any movement to acknowledge you, besides that he's looking directly at you.
Akari waves.
He just nods at Akari. I'll say so. Since everybody's there at this point, so I would definitely say Akari, Wythr, and Velkorin for sure can notice that he is definitely like subtly looking at each one of you, like eyeing you up, seeing what you guys are possibly about, trying to gauge who you are, what you're doing, what's going on. But yeah, well, Akari has waved, and Toto has asked if he's a murderer. Anybody else
And
to add
Wythr
to
politely bowed.
Wythr bowed.
And Vivra
Almost
yelled.
borderline apologetically.
The Japanese bow.
He just chuckles a bit and says, well, that's at least there's a little entertainment while I wait for whatever's going on back there. He
What
kind
pray
of
tell is going on back there?
the three that have high perception notice that he's glancing at each one of your weapons, specifically trying to gauge.
I'm gonna walk up to him.
Okay.
I just
Insight
hold up,
check it.
just hold up my hand.
Sorry.
He holds out one of his hands as well.
I give him a handshake. I'm sorry for the interesting introduction that you've had with us. We are just a group of travelers traveling through currently. We saw you stopped here by the oasis and thought it was a little weird, so we decided to check it out.
Yeah, well, appreciate you stopping. The bunch of you actually seem to look. Are you guys like mercenaries, perchance, or adventurers?
Who's
I
asking?
am. Akari says I am to the mercenary part.
He's just gonna turn back, like you could just feel the glare coming from
From Velkorin.
Like, guys, please.
And this time was not so subtle. You definitely saw him smirk at your vibe of the glare.
We can be hired, yes.
Having trouble controlling the children, I see.
Excuse you?
You're a child.
Yeah, everyone. Nobody
Everyone
liked
got,
that.
everyone
The
got
pop-up.
so offended.
Everybody disliked that.
He is
Vivra
unfazed.
disapproves, Wyther disapproves.
This is one of those
Yeah.
things where everybody but Astarion disapproves.
Yep.
So you know you did
Yeah.
something bad, but you don't care.
Yeah, Velkorin liked that. Everyone else disliked.
Yep, pretty much.
Was there something you needed?
It has been a while since my entourage has gone looking. I had a secondary caravan that was supposed to be traveling with us that fell behind at some point, so I sent my guards off to figure out what was going on, but it's been a few hours at this point, and obviously I can't leave my carriage. So, I'm wondering maybe you guys could give me a hand and what you find.
How far? Well, first of all, my name is Velkorin.
I'm Alice.
How far back was this carriage of yours?
We were keeping a pace because obviously we want to be close enough to each other,
Maybe
but
Wyther wrecked into it.
possibly. You guys came from the other direction though, so I don't think we've met. We wanted to stay far enough back because obviously 2 large caravans is just a target waiting to get hit. But apparently that must have happened anyways. They were about 100 yards back, out of our vision, and I have a communication stone, or not a communication, location stone that lets me know if we go too far, a certain distance. He holds his hand up and you can see one of the rings. Normally this would be glowing as long as it's within 100 yards of me. And since it stopped, that means it's no longer that close. So at that point, I sent my
Toto gets
guards.
uncomfortably close to the ring.
We're in the desert, right?
You're on the cusp of the desert.
Okay, are there trees and stuff still here?
Not a whole lot. There are
No,
more.
you could see 100 yards.
Can...
It's plains, though. Like hills and shit.
Can
It's like
Vivra
the sand
grab
dunes, but not
top-
quite the sand dunes yet. You're in the Grand Canyon, basically.
Ah. Ooh, Grand Canyon.
Kind
nice.
of.
Can
All
Vivra
right.
That
grab
makes
the
sense.
top of Toto's head and just very slowly pull them away from the man?
He's amused by
Give
curiosity.
me 1 second to discuss this with my group really quick.
If you
But
do
I'm
help
sure
me, I will definitely make it worth your while.
you know exactly what I was
my
about to
hair.
say. I'm gonna turn around and walk back to the group, and I'm gonna do that thing where you clearly usher the stragglers back to the group.
Gather the children.
I mean, Vivra's helping grab Toto back
Yeah.
for sure. Vivra was staying on the carriage. She got out when Toto was getting closer because she's like, no. And the only reason she got that close was to grab Toto and drag them back to the carriage.
And he just kind of
I
relaxes a bit more and he says, take your time. Not like I'm going anywhere anytime soon, anyways, but
would like to. I'm sure you all heard that. We did spend a lot of our money. I'm gonna look over at Vivra.
Yeah.
It might be good to top us off a little bit before we go into the next town.
He
Plus,
may
it
have
doesn't
some
seem
fancy
like-
items.
And he might have fancy items too. And it might be good to get just to get ourselves back on our feet after the other night. What do you guys think?
What if he backstabs us?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if we can trust him.
Did I get any read on him with my passive insight?
what's your passive?
19.
Nope.
Okay. Just none.
In all honesty,
He's
I
being
think
genuine as far as you know.
Okay.
if he really wanted to hurt us, he would have already had it set up here. Setting us into a trap in a place like this kind of feels a little under his pay grade. If he is who he says he is, he could have wiped us out the moment we approached.
So if he's that strong, how come he's not going out and getting this stuff by himself?
He probably doesn't want to lose 2 carriages.
Fair enough. Well,
And that could mean whatever's in this one is expensive.
well, if it's anything like the stuff that was in the shop, then yeah, it's gonna be expensive stuff.
So I need a show of hands. Are we gonna do this? Miss Mercenary. Look
Yeah,
over at
Akari.
Akari.
Yeah. Akari gives a thumbs up.
Wither will nod and raise her hand because that's what you asked for. So-
At the same time.
Raise your hands. Everyone just like nods or does something completely different than that.
Gonna look at Toto and Vivra.
Vivra has her arms crossed. She's looking at everyone else. As Akari and Wythr agree, she then looks at Toto and waits for their response.
Toto looks at Wythr.
Wither looks at Toto.
I don't know.
You can't tell she's looking at you.
And I killed the Chancellor in the bathroom with a candlestick. What are you deciding?
Wither just gives like a slow nod to Toto.
I creak back and look at Velkorin and nod slowly.
Okay.
No, you're
It's like
copying
very
exactly.
forcefully.
I just imagine like a huge grin on your face too. Just yes.
The
No,
Smile and
Toto is
nod.
frowning.
Oh my goodness.
Wither softly Like, as best as she can, she says, I didn't notice anything suspicious. He seems genuine.
Vivra looks at Velkorin. Well, there's your answer.
Alrighty. I will go back to him then. It looks like we're willing to help.
Wonderful. Now I guess the next discussion is your compensation should you succeed. Do you have anything particular you are looking for?
Is there...
Science.
What's your choices?
Yeah. Do you have any... I'm assuming you're fine on Gil. Or not Gil. Wow, I've been playing way too much Final
Oh,
Fantasy.
no.
Gil. I don't
The
gills.
stream.
What is- Gills? I haven't heard of gills before.
Tweak it out.
You mean like you take the gills off a fish? Is that what?
Yes, I go off the fish.
Oh,
I'm sure you
multiverse
have
implodes.
plenty of rupees.
Maybe.
Is it,
Oh,
but
goodness.
we could always use a good magical item.
Vivra walks up. I could use more diamonds.
Interesting.
I mean, you can get diamonds from regular stores, though. This guy's got like a fancy specialty store.
No, the diamonds she needs are 300 red rupees each. They're
Mhm.
not. You're not gonna find them in cheaper stores.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, well. Kinda. He's been using his fan just to like fan himself, obviously. And he closes it like it is in the picture and just kind of taps it on his chin for a second while he's thinking, and he's like, about this. You can recover the caravan undamaged. I'll give you the equivalent of a rarity item. If you bring back my men alive, I'll give you 3 diamonds as well.
Ooh.
I would say that's a deal.
Vivra's eyes kind of widen, and she like looks from Velkorin back to the guy, and she's suddenly a little more enthusiastic about helping.
I mean, with Wythr's passive inside, you can tell that like this doesn't even get like what he's offering wouldn't even come
Oh, yeah.
close to
Oh,
denting his
Even
money.
like based on the knowledge,
Like this
that you
is
said I
him
would
giving
know.
you 3 pennies and being like, "Yeah, here you go."
Yeah.
There you go. But he
Velkorin
also
would
knows
definitely
that's
know
a
that.
lot for other people.
Yes, and Velkorin, you would definitely know that he is loaded.
Okay, yeah. So, like, Velkorin would kind of get the same idea.
Hmm.
Sir, may I ask you something?
Sure.
Do you have any material from Death Mountain?
Material for Death Mountain. What do you specifics? What do you mean?
A specific ore made for things. Yes, things.
Tiny stuff and things. I love you, Toto.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Hold on. Toto will go into their
You
bag.
have an
look around.
example, right?
Gonna say I was waiting for the gears to turn a little further.
Toto will bring a little chunk, like a tiny bit of chunk out from their Shiekah slate and be like, this kind of material.
You should have an ore chunk.
Yes, hold on.
See, I gave you a couple from the blacksmith. You should have like an ingot of that shit, actually, I think.
This stuff, and I will pull out the ore chunk.
He holds his hand out.
If you have a lot of that, you can pay me like that.
Gonna give him the ore or the ingot?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, he's holding his hand out to you. He picks it up. And he closes one eye for a second. And then all of a sudden you see it glow as he's looking at it. Ah.
Whoa, freaky eye.
Vivra's curious about that.
You would know it's most likely an identify spell.
Hmm.
And he goes, oh, this stuff. All right. He hands it back to you. I don't have any with me. Because right now I'm not going to tell you what I'm carrying, because not that I don't trust you all, but I just meant but we would have some of this material in our northern store, up in the north. I don't have any with me currently, but I could maybe add an ingot or two to the order as well, if that's something appropriate for you.
That would be fantastic.
You would have to pick it up yourself, though.
Okay. Where?
In the north, like I just said.
Okay.
Well, so we're in agreement. You recover my goods undamaged. I will give you the equivalent of a rare quality item, as well as 3 diamonds and 2 ingots of the ore that is asked by them. If you as well as if you get the men, I'll come bring the men back alive. Mostly the goods is what is currently important to me. I can replace the men, but the goods are a little harder to replace.
Damn.
That's kind of rough. But
Eat the rich.
Jesus Christ, I believe we are in agreement.
Right. And again, he closes the fan and puts it in his hand, and then puts the fan away and pulls out a sheet of paper. And you can see he's writing onto something. And then on his ring, one of his other hands, there's a ring that glows. And he looks like he pushes a stamp onto the piece of paper and hands it to you. And he says, "This will activate as long as my stuff gets brought back to me. It has my brand on it. And it's triggered by, essentially, once the obligation is complete, then the paper will trigger, and you can use this at whatever shop I have. And they will give you the things that you have asked."
I'll take the piece of paper.
Essentially, it's a contract that fulfills the whatever you agreed to upon completion.
Okay,
The
give me 1
gift
second.
certificate.
Yeah, it's a coupon.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Malice.
His name is Malice?
I guess.
Spelling.
All right.
Malas.
Okay.
Okay. I just added contract for Malice to my inventory.
Yep.
Alrighty.
So, as I said, basically, follow the trail back at least 300 yards, and hopefully you'll be able to see if there's any clues on what happened.
Hold up. This is just out of character.
Yep.
Is it the trail we just took?
It's not where you came from, it's where you're going.
I was about to say, damn. How did
Yeah.
we miss this?
No. He's
No,
going
it's
the
down.
direction you guys came from.
Oh, okay, that makes
He's
sense.
going towards Lon Lon, you're going towards the desert.
Understandable.
Well, let's get this over with. Vivra's so done with
Yay.
this, guys.
Group high five.
You guys gotta do your
Yeah.
Walmart huddle.
Don't touch me.
You guys will be on your way while he is waiting to see what happens. Fanning himself in the heat.
Oh, the poor thing.
You actually notice, now that you're closer to him and you notice when he's fanning himself, it actually is like there's a cold breeze that comes off of the fan.
He has a fucking AC.
He has an AC fan.
What the fuck?
Awesome.
Alrighty. I believe that
Portable
is all we
AC.
need.
Yep.
And
Let's go.
not that I don't trust you as well,
Right.
but if some of my stuff
course.
doesn't make its way back to me, I will know.
I'm gonna look at the two that are most likely gonna steal stuff.
And who is that?
Yeah, who are the two?
I wonder who the two are. It's Toto and Vivra.
What?
I love that the two
gonna steal
non-rogue
anything.
or ranger
If you
people.
look at Vivra, she's like giving a look on her face that's like she wants to say like, right, we have total control if someone steals your thing.
Yeah.
But she's thinking like someone else might have stolen this stuff.
Mhm.
Because if ever you would remember that. Since you've connected the dots at the store, you remember the store had the tracking magic on it.
Yeah.
You can gauge
I've
that's what he
connected the
Oh,
dots.
that's what he
She's
means.
like, oh, yeah. What with those? She's like, wait a second. You have a way to track your stuff, don't you? Can we use that to find it?
It only worked in special circumstance that obviously I can't tell.
It's of course.
Or he's just too
Ugh.
fancy pants to get it himself.
So you could track the items, but you can't tell us how to track the items.
Possibly.
Okay, well, if you have a way to track them, do you think you could maybe, I don't know, use that to help us out since we are helping you?
He holds up his hand. The ring says the items are within 300 feet of me. When the
300
ring is not
yards.
glowing, it's more than 300 feet. It's not glowing currently,
Oh shit.
which means it's
Okay.
at least
Well, we know
300 or 100 yards. 300 feet, 100 yards.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I
and
thought
we
it was
know-
100.
Yeah, because like it's gone
Yeah.
between like 100 yards to 300 yards
sorry.
to 300 feet,
Vi-
100
Vi-
feet. I just want to
Vivra,
make sure we're
that-
going the right distance.
100 yards at least.
Vivra gestures and says, "May we borrow the ring so that we can, as we get closer to the items, perhaps it'll hasten our search up so that we can bring your items back to you more quickly."
Yeah, one sec above table also. Like the footprints we saw, it doesn't look like they're being covered up at all.
No.
So Wythr will point at the footprints also and
Yeah,
say
because he
we
sent
may
out
be
a
able to follow.
contract, right?
Yeah, he sent out at least, you would assume, at least 4 other people to go back to check on the other cart while he stayed here.
Well, yeah.
as long
maybe
as
we
there's no
can-
sandstorm coming in.
Ugh.
Hey, it's
Um,
purple worm territory. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, maybe we can follow the footprints, but the ring would help us narrow down the search as we got further along.
Fortunately, this ring is tied to me.
It's an attunement thing.
Can I look at the ring, like, just see if there's any black speech on said ring?
Black speech?
That
No, it
sounds-
is not a ring of power.
I'm glad one of you
Oh.
knows what I'm saying.
Akari and Toto do have an ability to identify, though. If you guys did want to get a better idea of anything.
You guys have the
No,
identify
I don't
spell?
care. I'm ready
Yeah,
to leave.
they do.
Vivra
They're my
cares.
Yeah, I do.
glasses.
I mean, we kind of already know what it does, and he was just making a joke. But just as a reminder, you guys can do that.
Maybe
They also-
I do have the
They
ability
also
to
can use see
identify.
invisibility too.
You gotta ask me nicely.
I'm saying for your own sake, if you're curious.
Right. Did you actually want to look? Somebody want to identify his ring or look at his ring?
I wish I had. You have any idea how often I'd be using the identify spell if I had it?
So be it.
I think
Well,
Akari
I
has
guess
used
so.
it once.
You guys are crazy. I need to. If Vivra dies, my next character is gonna specialize in the identify spell. It's just gonna.
Akari is gonna identify for her self-knowledge.
It's so.
The
I
identify spell is
can't believe you guys haven't made
it is a ring of locate object, and the attunement requirements are of his bloodline.
Oh, super
Mm.
fancy.
So
So,
that'd be the only way to use
Akari,
it.
you just go up and touch the ring.
It
It's
uses
eyes,
it's through his eyes. It's essentially the same thing he did,
Yeah, it's through her. She's looking through her eyes.
which
Yeah.
she did take notice of that. Whether or not he said anything is up to me.
Oh, so
Akari's-
you're
Akari's got
saying...
special identify then?
It's part of his racial trait.
You lucky
Yeah, so
motherfucker.
you're saying he's the same race.
Damn.
Well,
we know.
Oh wait, but yeah,
Shiekah
part
has the ability Eye of Truth, which gives them the identify spell.
Crazy.
And then and then later level they get the invisibility as well, that they can use once per day.
And Akari noticed that his ability was the same as hers.
Similar.
Oh, okay.
As far as you know, it could be the same thing. I mean, essentially they did the same thing, is what. So you could just make the assumption that it might be the same person or it might be the same race.
Don't
You're
worry.
the same person.
Don't worry, it's not
person.
Akari's dad or something, y'all. Don't be crazy.
I mean, they have the same color
my
eyes
God.
almost.
No, blue and green are not the same.
They look pretty close. Anyway,
Yeah, if he's just talking in circles and stuff, if River's so annoyed, she just walks away. She's like, well, I'm not gonna get my questions answered, and he's not gonna help us further to find his stuff. And we already freaking agreed to it, so.
yeah, you were in contracts.
Woo! Yeah, we're in contract now.
All right.
So are we going, guys?
Yep.
And it is midnight, so we will call her quits for the night there. It's a good stopping point. You guys accepted the quest, so you will, or I should say side quest. It's not it's whatever. Whatever, you know what I mean. Yeah, so we'll continue onwards from there. We'll be back again at our normal time on Friday instead of our random day today. So yeah. I don't know if anybody's on the raid tonight. It's a Wednesday. Nobody streams Wednesday nights.
It's a Wednesday.
Did I? Oh, goddamn. Try again. Wow, everybody's on. What are you chuckling about over there?
Nothing that's
I don't
important
trust
to the
you.
situation.
So the Fox line of Mila is so we'll go raid Leela. I can't talk all of a
Okay.
sudden.
Okay, Grandpa,
Ooh.
let's get you to bed.
Damn.
Oh my goodness me.
Alright. We're gonna go raid Mila. See what the heck spookware is. I've never heard of that. But yeah, as always, thanks for coming, guy. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.